Okay, so welcome back again. So I'm going to do for the 31 days of tarot, share your favorite divination tool aside from tarot. So, if you can't tell, my favorite aside from divination, the one that I started with, is crystal balls. So I really started with crystal balls when I started my pagan path about, I don't know, quite a while now. I bet you it has been, how old is my son? 16. So it has been 8 years, maybe, something like that. Anyways, I love scrying with crystal balls. I do not think necessarily that you have to have, some people will only read with pure quartz balls. This was my first crystal ball, and it is quartz. I personally, and I think that scrying in general is a tool that you have to kind of use your intuition for and read how you like to read. I do not like perfect glass or perfect clear quartz with no imperfections in it at all, because when I read with either a candle or I read with the ball in my hand, and the imperfections form like waves in the crystal ball, and then to me, then I see symbols in the crystal ball. And as you learn to read it, the more you do that, then you interpret the symbols for what they mean to you. So if I see what looks like a house or a structure, then that means something about either your physical house where you live, or it could mean something about family. If I see what looks like a candle, to me that means spirit. So then I'm talking about their spiritual life. If I see a heart or a diamond, or there's other, you kind of get your own symbols through intuition. There's lots of books that talk about, what symbols could mean. And then you just learn as you practice, you learn your own symbols, what that is. So this was my first crystal ball, which was quartz. Because in reading at first, everybody said you had to have clear quartz for your crystal ball. I don't believe that to be true, as long as there's some imperfections in it and it's somewhat transparent. I need to be able to see into that ball in order to see the symbols. So this one is actually lead crystal, and you can see the bubbles in it. And I love to read with this one. This one has lots of imperfections in it, which to me that means more symbols. I can see more symbols in it. So as I'm staring at the crystal ball, I see all kinds of symbols in there. And you just kind of let your eyes relax into it. And you start to see the symbols that you want. This one is a very old one that I found at a thrift shop. This one I did a video on recently. This is a blown glass, amber glass. Lots of imperfections in there. I can see tons of symbols with it. This one is a rose quartz. But you see how you can see into that ball? I don't know if you can see that with the light reflecting off of it. But for me, I need to be able to see into that ball at least close to halfway, so that those symbols kind of become more clear to me. So I can see that one. This one is gold and rainbow calcite, actually. There's lots of rainbow in there. But I can see about halfway through it, which means, and again, lots of cool imperfections in there. I can see all kinds of symbols. This one is fluorite, one of my favorites in blue fluorite. All kinds of imperfections in there. You can see all kinds of symbols in it. This one is aqua obsidian, which this is man-made, but it does have little pop marks and stuff in there. As long as, for me, again, you might read differently, but for me, I need those imperfections to get the symbols out of them. And this one is clear and rainbow calcite. And again, lots of cool imperfections in there that I can read. So that is my favorite form of divination, besides tarot and oracle. I also do pendulums. I have a tree pendulum where I hang all my pendulums on at once, and different ones come out for different readings. It depends on what I'm looking at. Yes, no answers. I do for can I find stuff, all kinds of different stuff. So yay, I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of my crystal balls, my usable crystal balls that I use. And we'll consider hopefully trying to continue with the 31 days of tarot, and I'll catch up definitely by tomorrow. Bye guys, blessings.